A lot of you have asked me whose terrible idea these asphalt berms were, and I've taken the time to pull the council video from June 13th, 2023, which is the only time that the council discussed this concept.
So a little bit of background, just to remind you guys, on January 24th, 2023, the City Council directed staff to phase in green bike lanes at conflict areas over 3 years, to revisit the bicycle master plan and overlay with safe routes to school, and to explore the implementation of protected bike lanes along the city's major bicycle routes. On March 28th, 2023, the City Council directed staff to move forward with protected bike lanes using delineators, and to later revisit the addition of asphalt berms. On June 13th, 2023, the City Council allocated funds for the protected bike lane project. On September 26th, 2023, the City Council allocated additional funds to include asphalt berms. On February 27th of 2024, the City Council approved adding Olive Avenue and approved an updated list of streets based on staff recommendations.
And I've pulled the comments from each of the council members so that you can see who made the motion, who spoke in favor, and who, like me and Joe Green, spoke against. I was against these asphalt berms and the multiple traffic circles, the reduction of Melrose from 3 lanes down to 2. I've been opposed to all of these road diet suggestions from day one, and I knew that you would be too. I said it in 2023, voters won't be happy, and that's why I'm voting no. And that's exactly what I did. I hope you'll join me, because I have put it on the agenda for May 27th at 5:30 p.m. at City Hall for you to have an opportunity to come before the City Council and tell the council what you think about these asphalt berms and the rest of their plans to experiment with our traffic system in Vista. Give this video a watch, share your thoughts with me.
I'm willing to take any backlash that would come forward because I want to implement public safety in this area. I'm willing to do that. I am not going to budge on this. I think it's a great idea. And so what I would ask, and I'm not sure if we have a majority for this, but I'm going to make the ask that we appropriate, we direct staff to find funding in the amount of $450,000 to actually make protected bike lanes protected with an asphalt berm.
Appreciate it. As you guys know, I'm not rerunning for council at the end of this year. And with all of my extra time, I plan on getting an electric bike and riding through all these protected bike lanes. Super excited. So get these all done, council. Really nice. And we also did verify some engineer figured out that we can fit our trash cans in between the ballards, right? Yes. Yeah, no
Yes.
problem with that. Okay, because trash day cannot be a pain. It's already hard. You know what I mean? Like, don't make it harder. Okay, thank you so much. We have a first and a second. We need to vote on this. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate your time and appreciate your work. Thank you too, Sam. You are amazing.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes. That item is approved unanimously.
This is the type of planning that we need to be doing for the long term, right?
I'm not going to vote for this. I'm going to vote to oppose it because I do think that residents in large numbers are going to be unhappy with the result. Cast your votes, please.
See how I voted no on that when I said.
After hours discussing protected bike lanes with asphalt berms and roundabouts, Joe Green and I both vehemently stated our opposition and voted no to the capital improvement projects proposed on June 13th, 2023, which is the only time the Vista City Council had discussion about these berms. It is the only conversation where the funding for them and the design was discussed. And at that time, both Joe Green and myself vehemently voted no. Now, later in the year, after staff put out a request for proposal, received bids from multiple contractors, selected a low bidder according to state law, the perfunctory or formality of approving a contract came back before the council. A member of the public pulled that item off of the consent agenda, which normally wouldn't have even received an individual vote of its own. And we did have an opportunity. Both Joe Green and I again expressed our opposition. The fact that we voted ultimately to approve a properly selected bid did not mean that we were in favor or that somehow we had changed our minds. In fact, both Joe Green and I stated our verbal opposition to the underlying project, but we were required to move forward with the selection of a bidder as required by state contracting law. So our selection of a low bid and the award of a contract in no way implied that we were in favor. We had a multiple-hour conversation where we clearly stated our objection, and before the award of contract, Joe Green and I both reiterated verbally our opposition. The idea that these berms were approved on a 5-0 unanimous vote is disingenuous at best. And unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you, for those people advancing the idea that this was a unanimous decision of the council, it's just dishonest.
Councilmember Green.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, and thank you so much for speaking, Ms. Roth. I don't like having a roundabout here, but we did have a long discussion about it with the council. And at the end of the day, the yays won as far as a roundabout goes, and we have done some more research on the roundabouts and exactly what it's going to do to that area. We've had a couple of fatalities crossing that street, which is why we're trying to put a controlled crosswalk in addition to the roundabout. And there will be a controlled crosswalk there, if I'm not mistaken. I guess we'll see when the actual design comes back. But I think that what we're approving right now is just to see the design and see if it makes sense. Once it comes back, I think we'll really figure out, hey, is the cost too exuberant? And is that really what we're going to be putting in there? But for now, I know it's just approving, getting the actual estimate. In addition to this roundabout, I want to make sure the community knows there is another roundabout going in at Oak Drive and Foothill Drive. And that is an area that backs up every single one in Foothill Oak Elementary, all the way back to about Foothill Edge Lane or whatever. So putting that roundabout there should really improve traffic flow.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes. That item is approved unanimously.